My biggest concern is how soon do you play the best players more often than the other ones? Is it the first week of the season, the first month, the second month? And I'm sitting back and saying at U13 this year, it started quite early because the difference in ability at U13 on the teams this year seems to be, with three teams, a bigger range. So the coaches, to a different degree, have managed their bench and identified roles, but some of the key players can be out there more often and you'll get a result, but you're not going to develop the others. So, Jordan, you've been there and done that at every age level. And now, moving up to the AAA team, you seem to have come full circle in terms of appreciating everybody playing a role and feeling valued. And at what point do you create roles and designate roles?
That's a interesting question, Wally. It totally depends on the team, I think. Working with people like yourself and Dan McDonald and others, Kerry Bracco and Tom and others that have all been good enough to share their philosophies and ideologies with me. I really like to go with the idea that if it's about development, every player has to be able to play in all situations, have the opportunity to learn in all situations. So typically what I like to do is everybody gets that opportunity to play until at least Christmas. This year we went a little deeper than that. We went to the end of January, actually, because our roster was injured too much, in my belief, to cut it off. That we were finally getting back to a full roster in the month of January, so we could see everybody in all situations. The interesting one is what Kim was talking about with the difference between structure and systems. So early on, I use structure on power play and penalty kill rather than a system with firm setups and things like that. And it's been interesting that since I've gone to more systems play, our power play actually dropped off than what it was before. Our penalty kill has stayed the same, but our power play has dropped off a bit. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go back the other way and just say, hey, what were we doing before? How were we being creative? How were we supporting the puck? And that use the setups when you feel that they will work. But otherwise, let's go back to a little bit of free play with it because they were more creative that way. But that sort of thing. And when it comes to roles and that, Wally, I really believe that players have to play. Like I will challenge anyone to look at my Instat and put it against anyone's on players being having the opportunity to play. Meaning that I'll find ways for kids to get on the ice and that there's no way that I would be comfortable with having some players at 23 forwards at 23 minutes and some at 7. Like that's to me doesn't talk about development. That's coaching for an outcome. We still want the outcome, but it's still developmental. And when I'm selecting, these are coach pick teams. So if I'm selecting to the team, it's my job as a coach to develop them between the time they're selected in August, September, till we get to playoffs here in March. That if I have done my job, I should be comfortable with them playing a regular shift. If I haven't done my job and I'm looking at it and going, I'm going to shorten my bench and down to where I'm not putting players on the ice during a regular shift, then I really don't feel that I must have done the job right to develop them. So I'll take that on that way. But yes, there are those that believe that you can get down to 3-line hockey, but we've seen it in the NHL and that the best teams are usually the ones that are using the majority of their bench. And so it's.
What do you guys think about switching positions? Like, I've got some players that I really would love to put in different positions, knowing they're probably going to fail at it, but with that